Hi friends, it's Chad from Colorado Giants. Today is May 10th. It's time for just a good old-fashioned general update, so stay tuned. So if you haven't done so already, make sure that you thumbs up our videos and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. My name's Chad. My family and I grow giant pumpkins. We have turkeys. We got emus. We got a whole menagerie of stuff and things going on here, so if that's interesting to you in the least bit, subscribe to the channel. Or if you don't want to, don't. I promise you, you're not going to hurt our feelings. So it's been a while since we've done just a general once-over, so let's do that. I'll give you a once-over. Starting out here in the general area, I got the garden beds all set up today, well, yesterday or the day before. Our garlic. I'm gonna plant some pole beans right here. I actually got the seed packet. It's on my to-do list before the sun goes down. Tuesday's my day off, so that's when I try to get a lot of stuff done, but gotta help watch the kids too. So anyway, I'll try and get this done today. Plant my pole beans so they crawl up on the trellis, and these are pea pods. Planted carrots in this bed, garlic obviously, and then other stuff. Went to the nursery on Mother's Day, got some starts. Got a load of compost this week. Forget if I put that in a different video. If I did, cool. If I didn't, then now you know. I got a load of compost and I put it in the greenhouse garden, and then we filled up the raised beds that the chickens kicked out over the winter, and the turkeys, you too. I will cut to a clip of the sprinklers right now, and here is the greenhouse side garden. You can see it got those new sprinklers all set up. Before I had like a 360 degree emitter that I put in the front, and now I have 180 degree emitters that just shower over the bed itself. And this bed's probably about 4 foot by 72 foot or so. So this is what we're gonna grow some watermelons and some jack-o'-lantern pumpkins in. I could probably turn down the pressure a smidgen because I could see it coming out of the fence a little bit. And well, maybe that's not so bad because the grass right here is pretty non-existent. So maybe if we irrigate that for a little bit, that we'll get some better grass back here. So that's pretty cool looking. Happy. And we're back from that. So the sprinklers are set up really good. We put that compost down. Max and I tilled this up really good. And in here, we're gonna put like jack-o'-lantern pumpkins, giant sunflower seed, giant sunflowers, corn. We started a bunch of corn of different varieties. We got some sweet corn, some Indian like colored corn, and some popping corn. So we'll set that up maybe down at the end, and then watermelons and jack-o'-lanterns and stuff down here. This is all totally irrigated now. The last thing on my master to-do list for this general area is just pick up the junk from the emu establishment. So here's the emus. If you don't know, I think there's Goose, Maverick, and Radish. Radish is a little sick, you can see. I don't know if it's coming through. You can see she's got a goopy eye. Emily's treating that with some antibiotics. And if you know anything about animal medicine, it's really interesting that emus, for pain relief, take ibuprofen, where ibuprofen basically kills every other animal. So fun fact about emus. And then that's all that. What else? Trees. Let me tell you about the trees. I think I already did, but we got some juniper trees that we're gonna put over here to kind of create a hedge from those neighbors back there. They're fine neighbors, but you know, if I get up in the middle of the night and I get a soda and I'm naked or something, they can pretty much see straight into our kitchen, so we'll spare everybody from that. Out here, I got all of this cleaned up with the exception of just those hoses and the shelf that I got to put inside, but pretty darn close. We got a boxwood tree and a weeping mulberry. No, it's not a weeping mulberry. Weeping willow tree. Weeping willow we're going to put over there by that shed. And then the boxwood we're going to put kind of behind the tractor. Long-term goals for by the end of the summer is to make a shed, or not a shed, a shade for the tractor, and we're gonna put some sort of shelter over there for the emus. Let's keep this video rolling and make it a 5 or 6 minute. Greenhouse is looking pretty good. I have been watering probably, I don't know, every 5 days or so. I'll drag the sprinkler over and I'll water like a zone, so you can see it's like wet around the perimeter, just to keep the soil biology happy. Yes, there is no plants right here. There's no plants here right now, but we want to keep the soil nice and active and doing its thing so that, you know, it just is healthier. Still got to clean up all this, redo my irrigation stuff, and fix the wet wall. That's on the agenda for maybe next week. The plants have been in the ground now, let's see, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So today's day 6 and they're looking pretty good. These are the 1676 new plants, maybe the best ones, but I haven't really looked at them with a super critical eye. And I'll do that right now together with you. Today I had to put the fan in here just to get the air moving around during the day because it does get hot in the hot huts. Go figure. And I don't have the wet wall going on the back. I did turn on the circulation fans in here as well. So let's go back to the 2350 Gingers. And this is really interesting. So this one looks really good. That one looks like junk. That was the one that had the double vine on it. I cut half of the vine off, so I made it essentially one plant, and then it just, like that leaf, it's super zoom in, is burnt to a crisp. That one leaf right there, this one's burnt pretty bad, and I don't know what caused that. Super zoom out. I don't know what caused that. I don't know why that happened when the same seed right next door is fine. You know, maybe it was me cutting into the plant and it didn't like it or whatnot, but we'll see if, you know, this next true leaf right here, if it recovers and can give this plant any sort of competition. You can see a vine starting to form on them, and I would say maybe another 7 to 10 days or so, and they should be on the ground and kind of making a vine. That weed killer that I said was junk, not totally true necessarily. It just took a week to work, so the perimeter weeds are starting to die, which is good. And in here we have the 2365 Wolf, 2114 Wallace. Those are looking pretty good. Could probably turn that fan down a smidge. Those are looking pretty good. The Wallace might have an edge on the vine. The Wolf has more leaves on it, but those are looking pretty good. As far as what I'm doing with the plants right now, I water maybe a gallon and a half per day of water in there, and I'm starting to feed. I started feeding yesterday, so after 5 days in the ground, I gave them just a little bit of a break. There's some cucumbers, peppers, jack-o'-lantern pumpkins, and watermelons. After giving them just a little bit of a break to settle in, now I'm starting to trickle feed them with calcium nitrate, as well as some 20-20-20, just about every feeding. I will show you how I'm trying to measure my feeding this year, because I'm actually trying to kind of keep track of that and be consistent with it, rather than a glug glug here and a pinch there. A little more scientific this year. So I think that is all I have for you today. Hopefully you enjoyed the update. Subscribe to the channel, and I really hope everybody else is doing real good this year. Oh, there's the other plants, the tomatoes and such that we got to plant. But yeah, it's been a good week. I think my seed, ironically enough, is probably the one that's looking the best out of all of them. Who would have thought? But I have sneaking suspicions that these ones will catch up and then eclipse everything else and then some. But hey, you never know. So all in all, things are going pretty good. Not a lot of complaints. A lot of positive happened this week, progress made on projects. And then by the time next week rolls around, hopefully the greenhouse will be basically 100% set up with irrigation, wet wall repaired, and the water mixing supply area will be up and running as well. So I think that is it for today. I appreciate you watching. Make sure you get out there and grow yourself a giant pumpkin. Talk to you soon.